Okay, I know, that first page looks so intimidating. It's like it's waiting for some perfect life-changing words. But here's the secret. Your journal does not need to be perfect. Your journal is your space where you can be yourself without judgment. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your first few journal pages so that you end up with a journal that actually feels like you and that's going to work for you in the long term. Ready? Okay, let's get started on page 1. Oh, wait, you're wondering why you should be taking this advice from me? Well, I've been journaling since I was 9 years old. That's almost 14 years. And honestly, I would not be sitting here if it wasn't for these. Journaling has completely shifted how I see myself and even how I view time. When I flip back through these, I can see myself growing and changing over the years, but I can also see that the core of who I am has always stayed the same. Journaling has also been one of the most powerful manifestation tools in my life. Some of the things I wrote about as a teenager, I'm actually living right now. And on top of that, journaling has been crucial for my mental health. It has kept me sane before I was able to start therapy. It's helped me process my thoughts, process my emotions, and work through a lot of difficult experiences in my life. But most importantly, it's helped me build a really close relationship with myself and get to know myself on a deep level. You're convinced? Okay, great. Let's get started then. The very first page of your journal sets the tone. Think of it like planting a seed. On this page, we are going to set an intention and figure out your why. What do you want to achieve by starting this new habit? I want you to pause the video and think about what brought you here today. That's your starting point. If you're not quite sure, don't stress. I've got some examples for you. You might want to journal for healing and self-love, for self-discovery and mindfulness, for gratitude and positivity, or for self-development and personal growth, or for manifestation and subconscious reprogramming. Whatever intention you land on, write it down on your first page. You can, of course, choose multiple intentions, but I suggest sticking to a maximum of 3 to keep it clear. Write it down in the following format. I am journaling for, insert your intention here, because I want to manifest my dream life, focus on the good in life, and be kinder to myself. Don't worry if you're not 100% happy with it. This page is meant to grow with you. Leave the rest of it blank so you can add to it or rewrite your intention in the future. Also, whenever you feel stuck or unmotivated, you can come back to this page to get inspired again and motivate yourself to keep journaling. Okay, now that we know your why, on the next page, we are getting a bit more specific. We're gonna set some goals that are in line with the intention that we've just set on page 1. These are things that you want journaling to actually do for you, things that you can measure and keep track of. And don't worry, of course, I've got some more examples for you. Some examples of goals for your journal could be building self-awareness, processing thoughts or emotions, tracking moods and emotional patterns, reducing stress and improving mindfulness, reflecting on challenging experiences or decisions, recording memories and milestones, and tracking things like health, habits, or routines. Take a moment now to write down 3 to 5 goals that feel meaningful to you. They don't need to be perfect, this is just your starting point. Remember, your goals are your personal roadmap for what you want journaling to help you achieve. My personal goals for my journal are building self-awareness, growing my relationship with myself, keeping track of milestones and memories, and processing my thoughts and emotions. One of the things I love most about journaling is being able to look back on my mental and emotional development. Seeing how far I've come over the years really improves my self-esteem and is also really motivating for me. And that's exactly why setting goals is so helpful. It gives you something to reflect on and gives your journaling direction. So now that we know why you're journaling and what you want to achieve with it, it's time to choose a format. Now, there are so many different formats to choose from, and you definitely don't have to just pick one. You can mix and match styles to find what really works for you. The style you choose is going to depend on 2 things. Number 1, the goals that you've set. Some formats are just really well suited for one goal, and others serve a different purpose. And also the time you have. Some formats take a really long time to prep, but take very little time to work out on a day-to-day basis, and others are a bigger time investment when you're actually writing your entries. My personal style is mostly letter writing, which can take me anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 hours, depending on what's on my mind. And all of my journals have a name, and I write as if I'm writing to a friend. It's really a Dear Diary kind of format. Sometimes, though, I also write to my past self or my future self. I also incorporate shadow work prompts, reflective exercises, gratitude lists, and sometimes I do an entry based on a tarot pull or an astrological event that's going on. My style is something that has really developed over the years according to what I need, so you will also find a combination that works for you. I will put some format suggestions and what their benefits are on the screen. You can pause this or take a screenshot. I recommend picking 2 to 3 formats that align to your goals that you can try out over the next few weeks. This is just enough to be able to experiment, but also not get overwhelmed. Remember, journaling is for you and your style can change over time. The goal is to support your intentions and your goals in a way that feels meaningful and sustainable. Write your chosen formats down on page 3. This is going to be your personal toolbox for the future, and we're again going to leave the rest of the page blank so you can add to this list in the future. All right, we're ready for your very first journal entry. Are you excited? I am. This is where all your preparation, your intention, your goals, and your format are going to come together. The first thing we're going to do is write down the date. Sometimes I also write down the time or a specific astrological event if I want to. Doing this is really important to be able to track your journey later. Because my preferred format is letter writing, in step 2, I'm going to be addressing my journal. And this is where you could give yours a name, or you could just say hi, depending on what you want. You don't have to overthink this. I've literally switched names mid-journal in the past. If you've chosen a different format, this is where you write down your first prompt, or write down 3 things that you were grateful for today and why. It's really important to take your time when writing your entries. You get the most benefit out of journaling if you write at least 1 or 2 pages per entry. This way you can really get deep into your mind and deep into your emotions and get the benefits of being able to process them and analyze them and learn from them. And that's exactly where the real magic of journaling lies and where you're going to make real change. Now that you understand all of that, step 3 is the interactive part. Now you're going to sit down, pause the video, and write your first entry. Take your time, get all of your thoughts on paper, and remember there is no judgment. I'll wait. You're done? Awesome! Starting is truly the hardest part, so you've just made a huge step. But we're not done yet. There's one final thing. The last step, step 4, is all about reflection, and we're going to start that right now. Take a moment to flip back to your first page and reread your intention, then move on to your goals, and then reread your first entry. Rereading and reflection is honestly just as important as writing your entries. When you read old entries, you can discover patterns in your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. You can then reflect on those and actually change them in the future. You can even make the reflections a part of your format if you really want to maximize this. I love to do a big reflection every year, but depending on your goals, you might want to do it weekly or monthly. Congratulations! You've officially started your first journal and filled probably 4 to 5 pages. How does it feel? Good, right? Now, one of the questions I see most about journaling is how do I stay consistent with it? Let's talk about that. The most important thing to remember is that consistency doesn't have to mean doing something daily, weekly, or monthly. All it really means is continuing to show up. Journaling should feel like something that you are intentionally doing for yourself, and it should never feel like a chore. Sometimes I don't write for weeks, and that's okay. My journal is something that I use when I feel like I need to think about something, when I need to put my thoughts down on paper, get them out of my head, and when I have something big to process, or when I just want to check in with myself. Depending on your chosen format, you might want to write daily, weekly, or monthly, or just whenever you feel like it. And missing a day or missing a week doesn't mean that you failed. You're a human, you're not a robot, and you cannot expect yourself to show up perfectly every time. Journaling isn't about perfection, it's about coming back and continuing, and that is what consistency is really all about. Another tip is to revisit your intention page for motivation and for inspiration. You can even decorate it or highlight it to make it really stand out. And finally, if you're someone who loves a schedule, you can pick a time of day or a day of the week where you're going to journal and make it a habit. You can put this in your calendar and set a reminder on your phone so that you don't miss it. But to sum all of it up, show up in a way that feels good for you. The most perfect way to journal is the way that aligns with your needs and your goals. Journaling is a journey, it's not a race, and every time you pick up your pen, you're investing in yourself. Okay, thank you so much for journaling with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely had a lot of fun. And as always, if you like this video, please share it with someone who you think might benefit from it as well. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make more videos about journaling, or if you want to see other self-help topics from me. Drop your suggestions down below, and let me know what your intention is for journaling or what your goals are. I'll be reading through them and I'll be cheering you on. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.